On the 1st of February 1902, James Langston Hughes was born in a small hospital in Joplin, Missouri.
Hughes had a disjointed childhood. His parents divorced when he was a small child and left him in the care of his grandmother.
At 13 years of age, he moved to Lincoln, Illinois to live with his mother and her husband before they finally settled in Cleveland, Ohio.
It was here during the 8th grade at Central High School that Hughes began writing poetry.
During this period, he was deeply influenced by the unrhymed free-verse poems of Carl Sandburg.
After graduating high school in Cleveland, Hughes spent a year with his father in Mexico, who promptly discouraged him from pursuing a career in writing in favor of something more practical.
Immediately following his father's wishes, Hughes caught the first train to the north to enter an engineering course at Columbia University.
During this train ride, Hughes wrote one of his most famous poems, The Negro Speaks of Rivers.
Much to the disappointment of his father, Hughes soon abandoned his studies and participated in more entertaining blues and jazz activities in nearby Harlem.
Throughout this time, Hughes held odd jobs as an assistant cook, a launderer, and a busboy, as well as travelled to Africa and Europe, working as a seaman.
During his stint as a busboy, Hughes was discovered by the poet Vahel Lindsay. His first book of poetry, The Weary Blues, was published soon after that, in 1926, and a few years after that, his first novel, Not Without Laughter, won the Harmon Gold Medal for Literature.
In 1943, he was awarded an honorary literature degree, a Guggenheim Fellowship in 1935, and a Rosenwald Fellowship in 1940.
After its release, he toured Southern America as a teacher and a poet. Hughes was one of the first black authors who could support himself with his writings. During the Spanish Civil War, in 1937, he served as a newspaper correspondent for the Baltimore Afro-American, and during this time, he befriended Ernest Hemingway.
Hughes, who claimed Paul Laurence Dunbar, Carl Sandburg, and Walt Whitman as his primary influences, is particularly known for his insightful and colourful portrayals of black life in America throughout the 20s through to the 60s.
His life and his work were enormously important in shaping the artistic contributions of the Harlem Renaissance.
Hughes constantly argued, no great poet has ever been afraid to be himself.
We younger Negro artists now intend to express our individual dark-skinned selves without fear or shame. If white people are pleased, we are glad. If they are not, it doesn't matter. We know we are beautiful, and ugly too. If colored people are pleased, we are glad. If they are not, their displeasure doesn't matter either. We build our temples for tomorrow, strong as we know how, and we stand on top of the mountain, free within ourselves.
He wanted to tell the stories of his people in ways that reflected their actual culture, including both their suffering and their love of music, laughter, and language itself.
He portrayed people whose lives were impacted by racism and sexual conflicts. He wrote about Southern violence, Harlem street life, poverty, prejudice, hunger, and hopelessness.
Depicting depicted realistically the ordinary lives of black people and wrote his songs to be read out loud, crooned, shouted, and sung.
But basically, he was a contentious artist, kept his middle-of-the-road stance, and worked hard to chronicle the black American experience, contrasting the beauty of the soul with the oppressive circumstance.
On the 22nd of May 1967, as Hughes lay in his deathbed, he left a large body of work to his loved ones before his pancreatic cancer took full hold.